That's right. And this is the first time something like this has happened, Corey, in about 20 years here. This was all prompted because of bacteria that was found in the water here off the beach in Seaside Heights. Guys, I'm coming to you live right now through one of the city's cameras. This is one of the cameras that police have installed. I'm on the corner of William Street and Martin Luther King Drive. And police also want you at home to take a look through the lens of these cameras. If you don't ride these dollar jitneys, you're still sharing the road with them. We just came out of a press conference with the Hudson County prosecutor, and breaking news at this hour, the SUV you just saw in that video was stolen, and the suspects believed to be inside were all between the ages of just 16 to 18 years old. Nearly 200 water systems in New York and New Jersey have been flagged for lead in the last 3 to 4 years. Take a look at this interactive map that we have up on pix11.com right now. The mayor called being on Amazon's short list a victory in itself because it is an accolade that signals that other world-class corporations could consider Newark as a corporate home after decades of economic depression in this city. The $800,000 that will be spent on safety upgrades are to be expected to continue over a course of 3 months to install them, and the construction should start in just a couple weeks. 100 places in New York and New Jersey have seen levels above the EPA's safe standard in the past several years. A multi-million-dollar cash infusion. Do you think it'll be enough, though, to avoid the fare hikes?
We've committed to no fare hikes at least through fiscal 2019.
It's his biggest money push yet, a major cash investment that could change your commute. New Jersey Transit has been plagued by problems in recent years. Governor Murphy says his predecessor slashed investments at the agency by 90%. Things got so bad, New Jersey Transit pulled more than $3 billion from their long-term projects fund to pay for day-to-day expenses.
Last call for New Jersey Transit.
That strain shows every time your train or bus is late or canceled. It's also resulted in safety failures. One example, Pix11 recently reported on moving train doors randomly flying open with commuters standing inches from the edge.
There have been too many lapses. And again, we have not had enough bodies at the point of attack.
Where do you want to see that money spent first?
I want to see it, most importantly, spent safety and at the point of attack, and those are related. So I want commuters to see it. I want them to feel as though they've got a safe system and they've got a reliable system.
Murphy is also holding President Donald Trump's feet to the fire for a major federal investment that could dramatically change the commute for train riders. The Gateway Tunnel is a $11 billion project that would give trains another way to get to the city. With the current passage aging out at over 100 years old, brittle and broken after Superstorm Sandy, New Jersey and New York's economy depends on it, says Murphy.
Nobody looks at this and thinks it isn't a good idea. I believe even the president. So I'm assuming something else is going on. Some other drama is playing out. It's frustrating, without question, but I'm still an optimist.
It is the first thing the new governor spoke to the president about in a phone conversation minutes after being elected. And it is the last thing Governor Murphy spoke to the president about when he was in Washington 2 weeks ago.
We're serious about NJ Transit. We've put new leadership in. We've made a historic investment.
The governor has also ordered an extensive audit into New Jersey Transit's operations, leadership, as well as their finances to see where money has been spent or misspent over the years. And the results of that audit are due out in the next 4 to 5 weeks. In Newark, I'm Christie Duffy, Pix11 News. That's right, Dan. These people here behind me are among the hundreds headed down to D.C. to be there for the Supreme Court's decision. More than half of U.S. states right now, you can still be fired for being gay or transgender legally, but this could change all that. And these New Yorkers behind me are about to board buses to head down there to watch it happen. Now, down in D.C., there have been people camping out all night in front of the Supreme Court ahead of this case. The justices will actually hear 3 related cases on this issue, one out of New York. A skydiving instructor named Donald Zarda was fired from his job in 2010 after telling a female customer not to worry about being strapped together because he was gay. He died in 2014 in a base jumping accident, but his estate is still pursuing this case. Now, I want you to hear from somebody who was here, who was headed to D.C. This is Jason Walker. He is an organizer with Vocal. He's going to be speaking on behalf of the group here behind me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Jason. Can you tell us a little bit more about why it's important for everybody here to be there in person to hear this case?
Because we're going there to show physically that we're not going back. We're not going back to a day where you could be discriminated or lose your livelihood because you are gay, because you're trans, because you're lesbian, because you're too masculine performing at the workplace or too feminine performing at the workplace. We're going there to protect our livelihood and protect our community and protect each other.
I've heard activists use the phrase married on Sunday, fired on Monday, of course referencing back to the 2015 victory where same-sex marriage was legalized in the Supreme Court. But this workplace issue is still a real issue for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a real issue. Workplace continues to be a place of violence for many people in our community across racial, sexual identities and sexual orientation. So we're not going to go back. We're going to continue to fight, and we're going to make sure that the Supreme Court and the nation knows that LGBTQ people and gender nonconforming and all people deserve a safe place to work.
Thank you so much, Jason. I know you all have a bus to catch, so safe travels down to D.C., and we will be watching from here in New York. Now, this case will be the first major LGBT case heard since Justice Anthony Kennedy retired last year, and that's important because President Trump then appointed Justice Brett Kavanaugh, a conservative-leaning justice, and he could be providing a pivotal vote here in this case on a bench that leans conservative 5-4. For now, live in Union Square, I'm Christie Duffy, Pix 11 News. Craig and Dan.